All right. So I want to talk about what marketing actually is. I've kind of put together some content on it. I'm in the lab right now. I'm in the lab. Leave me alone. Um, I'm in the lab right now. Leave me alone. The action or business of promoting and selling products or services, including market research and advertising. Um, that's what marketing is. So what I was getting at with that is the action or business of promoting, selling products or services, including marketing, research, and advertising. Um, that's what marketing is. What I was getting at is that photographers do not market their stuff correctly. Now you're not gonna like me for saying this, but that's just what it is. Um, we don't market our stuff correctly because if we marketed our stuff correctly, we would be producing the most content out of anyone on the internet. Literally, there shouldn't photographers should be the most marketed people. Um, and so because I say that because ask yourself how many photos it is that you can take in an hour. You're probably gonna say somewhere around 100 to 200, and if you're really moving, probably more than that. And so for every photo that you take, you can also produce content around that photo, and then you can do that per photo per hour. So if you are taking 100 to 200 photos in an hour, and then you're outside for 5 hours, that means you have 1,000 photos in one singular day, and you're making a video, let's say a 10-minute video around one photo, and you're making a 10-minute video around every single photo that you took, which is 1,000. That means you're making 1,000 pieces of content for social media, for your own marketing purposes, for your own branding, and all of that. And so that's why I'm saying, our marketing is backwards, and no one really wants to do that because people are as a photographer, we're focused on getting paid up front. We're only focused on um, trying to get that upfront sticker shock money up front when we need to be focused on the photo sales part of it, which is the end of the tail. You got to focus on that part of it. Um, And so, yeah, processing, communicating, delivering, and presenting exchange of offers for clients, co-partners, and society. That's another version of what, um, yeah, that's another version of what marketing is. And so, yeah, everything that you do when you post on social media for a photographer, that's an ad. I see that as an ad. If I may, I see that as an ad. Because everything is for your brand. Everything is on your brand. Every time you speak, you're talking about who you are as a photographer, and you're talking about branding. You're talking about branding, and then people are wanting to see who you are and know who you are. That increases sales. That increases awareness. That increases leads. That increases referrals, connections. That's marketing. That's a portion of marketing. And so as long as it stays a portion of marketing, it's marketing. Facts. Um, and so I guess that this video, we're just going to speak on what marketing is. Or not what marketing is. We'll speak on marketing as a photographer with this one. I don't know. Process of building a distinct identity for a business for target audience. That's branding. Okay, so that's marketing, right? So we know that I wrote some things down for a marketing guide. You want to build a strong, if you're just starting out, and then this is not like, I'm not an expert saying, I'm in the lab. I'm in the lab. This is not I'm not an expert saying this. I just have put it together, and I'm very confident within myself. I wouldn't consider myself to be a professional doing this. But I know that it makes sense because I know that I've gotten leads, and I know, I know that if you want to consider me a pro, you can. If you want to consider me a pro, you can. You want to build a strong network locally if you're just starting out. Go out and shoot for free, which is basically what I've been saying this entire time. Anyways, shoot for free. Go out and shoot. If you are following in my footsteps, or if you're wanting to take my advice, or if you're liking what I'm doing and you're seeing the direction that I'm going in, shoot everything for free. Take the photos for free. Every time when you go out and pull out your camera, do not charge anybody for the action of shooting or taking out your camera, because you're going to get into a lot of more opportunities when you do that. And then you're going to take a lot more photos, which you could then sell a lot more of later, which is you know what I mean? Like, you can, yeah. You can sell a lot more photos. Never mind. Plan style shoots. You can do that if you want to. I mean, everything that you do as a photographer is really marketing. Like, so plan your styled shoots, right? Collect testimonials. After you do a photo shoot, you're going to want to collect video, audio, or text testimonials from those people, right? You're going to want to tell them, you're going to want to ask them, can you let me know how this experience was? And you're going to get a lot of more testimonials because you're doing it for free. When you do it for free, you're gonna get a lot of more testimonials. So yeah. Grow an email list. Yeah, you're gonna want to grow an email list. If you want to, you can. I think that it's important to grow an email list, because when you grow an email list, you don't have to worry about the internet shutting down or your phone not working or nothing like that. When you have a book or something when you have a book with an email list in here, then you don't have to worry about all that stuff shutting down. You can literally go to a public library with all your emails and start and do photo shoots that way. You see what I'm saying? Create more video content. That could be a whole video within itself. But basically, if you go back to my last video, you'll see that I was saying a photographer can make 1,000 videos in a day. Literally. If they wanted to, they could make 1,000 videos in a day. Probably even more. And you're probably like, nah, you can't do that. But how many photos can you take in a day? You could probably take more than 1,000 photos in a day. You can make a video about each one of those photos and describing everything, going into as much detail as you possibly can about that photo, and doing that per photo. Let's say you do a 10-minute video on one photo, talking about the editing, talking about what made you take the photo, what the name of it was, and just giving as much detail about the photo as you possibly can. So, giving as much detail about the photo as you possibly can. That's what I mean by that. So, photographers should be creating the most content that they possibly can. Recycle and repurpose content. What I mean by recycle and repurpose content is you can make 1,000 videos in a singular day, and then you can take those same images, edit them a different way, and now you have 1,000 more videos from the same content, the same basis of content. You can make 1,000 more videos on later, or the next day, or whatever. So you really don't even have to. Make more content. You know what I mean? I don't know. Have offline target market. Yeah, you want to have. That's another thing that you can focus on. I'm kind of having a brain fart. that's another thing that you can focus on is having video content or having an offline target market. So so for when for when social media, if social media were to never work or never or doesn't or if social media were to not work again, or however you want to look at that, you have a place to go offline, which kind of goes back into what I was saying about go to those local networks, those local malls, local strip malls, local stores, local restaurants, and just be letting them know. If you were me saying, my name is William, I'm a photographer in the Dallas area. I currently offer free services, but I charge for the photos. That's going to get you, that's going to connect you to that person. You're going to build a clientele or a lead magnet, a lead market or a lead market, and then yeah, and then that if you keep doing that, you'll get more leads and whatnot. Okay, and so that's that. You're gonna want to set boundaries after the free service. For me specifically, we're gonna leave that one for later. For me, for okay, we'll leave it for later. Collaborations and trading invoices. Um, TFPs is what I was talking about, if I may. TFPs is another thing that you're going to want to steer away from because as a photographer, you're really disrespecting yourself when you try to do TFPs and like, no, don't do TFPs because TFPs, you as a photographer, that's that's what I mean by the trading of invoice. But you as a photographer, you have products and services and you're doing a trade-off with somebody who just has a service or is offering you a service. So you have services and products and this person has a service and you value that as an equal experience for um, you value that as an equal experience for trading, right? That doesn't make any sense. Like if you're doing a TFP with a model, and there are certain models that you can do if the invoice is aligned, then there are certain models into which that actually makes sense. But um, you don't want to do a trade-off, yeah, Deontay. You don't want to do a trade-off um, with a model. You don't want to do a trade-off with a model, and then I don't know how I'm putting that. We'll leave it be. Collaboration and trading invoices. I know I'm kind of hitting on something. If you think that I'm hitting on something, please leave a comment and let me know what you think about this. And if you want to, okay, we'll leave it be. I was going to say if you want to leave constructional criticism, if you want to say something, please. Because I've had people say negative stuff, but they haven't said anything that actually made sense. You know, like they'll tell me, you're an idiot. That doesn't make any sense. That's never going to work. And it's already worked. But it's never going to work. And don't do that. That is, why would I not get paid and all of that? But no one's ever told me my structure doesn't actually make sense. Photos and local businesses. Photos and local businesses. I don't know. Oh, you want to give your photos away for local businesses. That's another video that I want to do. So one of my next videos is going. One of my next videos is going to be talking about video content, and then the next one is going to be talking about. One of the next videos is going to be photo sales. I'm gonna write that down. Or not. And not. I don't know. Video content is gonna be photo sales and video content. Like Me as a photographer, I get to make video content about talking about making video content and explaining that to all the photographers who think that I'm lying or think that it doesn't make any fucking sense when I know that it does. It's like watching those street photography videos. It's like watching those street photography videos, and they're like, they go around everywhere and they're taking photos of everything, except you don't have to do that, right? You don't have to be having a GoPro strapped to your chest and recording everything. You could just go out and have fun, take the photos that you want, come back home and make a video about every single photo that you take make a video about every single photo that you click. You know, you don't have to do that. And so yeah, that's what I'm getting at. But yeah, if y'all want to know more, stay tuned for the next video. I'm finna be cooking up for the next 15 days because I need to get paid. If you would like, oh, I'm also broke, so I don't really have too much of any money. So if y'all are interested in purchasing my prints or purchasing my collections, my prints or anything, that would very much help me out. I would be very grateful because I am currently out of a job, and all I have is this stuff right here. I got a TV, mattress, and a backdrop, and I just broke my camera. I got a Fujifilm camera, and yeah, that's all I really got. Yeah, this is all I got. This is what I'm working with for now, and my phone as well. So yeah, that's that. Make sure y'all stay tuned for the next video. See y'all later. Vino Create.